The Great Morph, How AI Search, GEO, and AIO are changing how businesses get found online. AI tools are changing how customers find and choose businesses. In The Great Morph, Canadian entrepreneur Dean Jessop explains in plain English how SEO, GEO, AIO, and AI search visibility affect online discovery, and why clear, consistent business information now matters for being found, trusted, and selected.
Why some businesses are becoming harder to find in the age of AI search. When someone asks their phone to find me a plumber near me, they are not usually looking for a long research project. They want an answer. That simple change in behavior sits at the center of The Great Morph, a new book by Canadian entrepreneur and author Dean Jessop. The book explores how new customers are finding businesses differently than they did just a few years ago. For years, many businesses were told that success online meant having a website, appearing on Google, collecting reviews, and hoping customers would scroll through enough options to find them. Jessop suggests that model is changing. Search engines still matter. Websites still matter. Google is not going away. But the way people use these tools is shifting. Customers are increasingly asking direct questions and receiving a smaller number of suggested answers. That matters because showing up online is no longer the whole challenge. Increasingly, businesses need to understand how the tools customers use decide which businesses get shown and which ones get missed. The issue is not that people stopped looking for businesses, Jessop says. The issue is that they are asking differently, and the systems answering them are narrowing the field before the customer ever sees it. That idea is one of the reasons Jessop chose the title The Great Morph. He does not describe the current change as the end of Google, websites, or search. Instead, he sees the discovery process changing shape. The word morph made sense because the old tools are still part of the system, Jessop says. People still use Google. They still visit websites. They still look at reviews. But the path is changing. Customers used to be shown pages of possible options and then sort through them. Now, AI and search tools are increasingly narrowing the choices first. If your business is not understood clearly by those systems, you may never make it into the answers the customer sees. Jessop says the book was written for business owners and entrepreneurs who keep hearing about AI and technology changes, but feel like most explanations are written for technical people rather than the people actually running businesses. Most people do not need another complicated explanation, he says. They need the issue explained in English. They need to understand what is changing so they can make informed decisions. Jessop's interest in the subject did not come solely from writing the book. As founder of iRefer Club, a Canadian company focused on helping businesses strengthen their online search presence, he says he regularly sees business owners trying to understand why customer behavior is changing and how those changes affect their ability to attract new customers. One of the key points in the book is that trust now starts earlier than many companies realize. In the past, business owners often thought of trust as something built with the customer. A person would find the company, visit the website, read reviews, call, ask questions, and then decide whether to move forward. That still happens. But Jessop argues that another layer now comes first. Before a new customer can choose a business, search and AI systems often have to understand that business clearly enough to include it among the answers they provide. If the address is different in two places, the phone number is outdated on one listing, the business category is unclear, or the service area is inconsistent, those systems may have less confidence in presenting that company as one of the answers. A person might be able to sort through those contradictions. AI may not. If a business has conflicting information online, that creates uncertainty, Jessop says. The customer may never know that happened. They simply receive a few answers, and that business may not be one of them. This is where The Great Morph differs from many conversations about artificial intelligence. The book is not focused on AI as a buzzword. Instead, it looks at how AI search and discovery tools depend on information that already exists across the web. The book explains SEO, GEO, AIO, and RAG in plain English, showing how websites, maps, directories, reviews, articles, and business profiles all help search systems form a clearer picture of a company. SEO, or search engine optimization, has long helped businesses organize their online presence for traditional search. GEO, or generative engine optimization, focuses on how businesses may be understood by AI-generated answers. AIO, or AI optimization, looks at how information can be structured so artificial intelligence tools can better interpret it. RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, refers to the way some AI systems retrieve information from existing sources before forming an answer. Jessop's point is not that business owners need to master every term. His point is that business information now has to be clear enough for both people and machines to understand. Information about a business exists in many places. A website may say one thing. A map listing may say another. A directory, article, or social profile may use different wording again. Modern search and AI tools often compare information from multiple sources before deciding what to show. When that picture is clear and consistent, businesses are easier to understand. When it is incomplete or conflicting, they may be harder to surface confidently. Jessop argues that this shift may be especially important for small businesses because many of them do excellent work but have weak or scattered information online. That can lead to a frustrating situation. A company may be capable, experienced, and trustworthy in the real world, yet still be overlooked in the digital systems customers now rely on. The danger is not always that a customer chooses someone else after comparing 10 companies, Jessop says. The danger is that the business never gets included in the few answers the customer sees. The book does not suggest that every business owner needs to become an expert in AI or search optimization. Instead, it encourages them to understand how customers are changing the way they search for products and services. Jessop says the goal is to give people enough information to make better decisions, not to overwhelm them. People are busy running their businesses, he says. They should not have to decode technology language just to understand why the phone is quieter or why customers are finding competitors instead. That plain language approach runs throughout the book. Rather than presenting technological change as something mysterious, the great Morph explains SEO, GEO, and AIO as part of a simple shift. How people ask questions, how technology answers them, and how businesses are ultimately selected. As more customers rely on AI tools to help them choose products and services, Jessop believes businesses that understand how these systems gather and interpret information will be better positioned to reach new customers. For Jessop, the reason for writing the book comes back to one simple purpose. I wrote it to help people understand what is happening, he says. If a business owner or entrepreneur can read it and make a more informed decision about their future, then the book did what it was supposed to do. The Great Morph is available through Amazon Kindle and paperback distribution channels.
Media contact details. I Refer Club. Amanda Wall. Website, https://www.ireferclub.com.